Hello and welcome to this Monitor Lifts presentation. As Australia's original and leading spider lift provider, we're very pleased to bring this training package to you. Monitor's focus is on providing specialised access solutions with dedicated customer support, and it's this support that really makes a difference. So assuming that you're aware of the basic safety aspects of operating elevating work platforms, we'll now take you through an induction on the Monitor lift and show you the key features that will help make operating this machine safe, efficient and enjoyable.
Here we have the 3315 Spider from Monitor Lifts. Before using this machine, become familiar with the specifications which can be found on the ID plate, which is here at the rear of the turret. Before operating the spider lift, always check the logbook, which is found here in the yellow pouch in the basket, to ensure that the machine is up to date with its service and there are no outstanding faults with the machine. Complete your pre-operation checks on the spider lift, fill in the logbook, signing your name and putting in your operator licence number. The 3315 spider lift is fully radio controlled. This radio controlled device is used to drive the machine, set the stabiliser legs, and even can be used as emergency boom controls in the event of the operator hurting himself in the basket. To drive the machine, you simply turn the unit on at the key ignition switch. You then pick up the remote control and also turn this on to get radio connectivity with the machine. The 3315 Spider is also fully hybrid, meaning it has an onboard diesel engine, but also onboard lithium battery system. Seeing we are operating indoors today, we'll operate the machine on lithium batteries. On the radio unit, I have 6 paddle levers. The middle 2 are to drive the tracks, and the outer 2 on either side are to level the outrigger legs. To move the machine forward, I simply push the middle 2 levers forward simultaneously. Once you have the 3315 spider lift in the position that you want to set it up in, you walk up to each outrigger leg and swing and lock those into position. Another great feature of the 3315 spider lift is each outrigger leg has 2 positions that it can be set in. A narrow position for confined area and the wide position, which will give you the maximum work envelope and safe working load possible. Each leg has a small locking pin. You simply release this pin by pulling it clockwise and manually swing the leg out into its desired position. Engage the pin and then swing the leg until it locks into position. We need to do this on all 4 legs before we can level the machine up. Now that we have locked in all 4 outrigger legs, we can level the machine by using the remote. The 3315 spider lift has auto level, meaning that from the remote I can click a button and all 4 outrigger legs lower down together and level the chassis of the machine. The 3315 spider lift is now level and ready for operation. A couple of precautions when lowering stabiliser legs. Always ensure that the ground under the stabiliser legs is firm and solid enough to support the weight of the elevating work platform. Be aware of things such as underground hazards or recently backfilled trenches. As the outrigger legs are lowering, if you notice there are any issues, such as one of the legs maybe getting too close to an obstacle, you can simply push the emergency stop button on the remote control unit that you're holding. This will stop the legs and the machine can then be repositioned to a better location. The 3315 spider lift has hydraulically expandable tracks. This allows you to reduce the width of the machine and also lower the height. These tracks go out and down for excellent stability on rough ground. When you hydraulically retract them up and in, the 3315 reduces to only 1390 millimetres wide and packs up to under 2 metres tall. Think of all the shopping centre doors you can fit through with this baby. It's a very simple process to expand the tracks on this machine. You simply push the ground dead man button and activate the track expansion switch. It's always best to leave the tracks in the out and down position for off-road use. This gives you the maximum ground clearance under the chassis and also the best departure angle at the front and rear of the machine. With the 3315 spider lift, these ground boom control functions are actually made from the remote. There is a dead man switch on the left-hand side of the remote that has to be activated and held in before any of the boom functions are enabled. I simply hold in this dead man switch and then I can raise the booms and check the functions. That entire boom function was done with one lever. And on the 3315, this can be referred as the quick stick feature. We have raised the bottom boom into an almost vertical position, which has actually put the basket back close to the ground due to the flexibility in the two telescopic booms. You can then elevate up to your working area very quickly as the bottom boom is already raised. Both the booms on the 3315 are telescopic and can be operated simultaneously, allowing the operator to get to working height in a very short space of time. Now that we have completed our pre-operational checks and ensured that all boom functions are working correctly from the ground controls, we can put this remote aside, put our harness on, climb into the basket and get to work. Now that I have climbed into the basket, secured my harness to the harness lanyard point, I can put my foot on the foot switch and activate the boom functions. The 3315 gives 17 metres of up and over reach with a telescopic bottom boom. And then this top boom gives you 15 metres of horizontal reach. So you can go up and over a 17 metre structure and then telescope in horizontally 15 metres. Good sized platform too. 2.2 metres wide with a 230 kilo max rated capacity or safe working load. Now that we have finished work, it is time to stow the machine. One nice feature of the 3315 is it has an auto centre button, which can be used from the platform controls. Ensuring there are no obstacles around, you can hold in the auto centre button and of course your foot on the foot switch, and the booms will automatically stow. All with one button, the 3315 spider lift can auto centre and fully lower both the booms to the stowed position. Ready now to lift the outrigger legs and move the machine to the next setup position. While elevated, in the event of an issue with the engine or the onboard lithium battery system, there is a backup emergency electric lowering system on board the 3315. You simply hold this yellow emergency button in while still having your foot on the foot switch and simply do your normal boom functions to lower the machine to the ground. In the event of a machine malfunction, there is a further electric emergency lowering system on the other side of the turret to the ground control panel. Please refer to the emergency recovery procedure found in the owner's manual for use. Even further, there is a hand pump system which can also be found here. Once again, refer to the emergency recovery procedure in the operator's manual. So behind the door, we have the electric pump button and the valves and levers to activate the booms. At the rear of the chassis, underneath the basket, we have the emergency or manual controls for the stabiliser legs and the tracks. The middle section is where the remote control unit can be stored during transport. Also in this compartment is the cable, which can be hardwired between the remote and the machine in the event of a malfunction of the battery on the remote. The 3315 Spider Lift has two power sources, the Kubota diesel engine and also the onboard lithium battery system. The selector switch for choosing between these power sources is here in the basket. You can simply flick the switch between diesel engine or electric operation. So you might be elevated, working on the diesel engine, and you run out of fuel. It's very simple to select the electric mode and come down on the lithium battery system. To use the remote control units, first thing to do is to ensure the emergency stop button is released. The button to the right of the e-stop turns the remote on. We now have connectivity from the remote to the machine. The unit we are looking at here is the basket control remote. With my foot on the foot switch, by activating each one of these 6 levers, we can activate the booms. Rotation left and right, bottom boom up and down, top boom up and down, telescope in and out, platform rotation left and right, and bucket level if required. The green button starts and stops the engine. Of course, this is not required if you are in electric mode. If you are using the engine, this switch here changes from idle to high RPM. On the right-hand side, this auto centre button stows the booms once you have finished working in the elevated position. To shorten the length of the machine, or to make the machine more manoeuvrable, the basket can be removed. You simply unplug the foot switch, which has a quick release plug, and release the latch, which is holding the basket on. Due to the size of the basket on the 3315, you need 2 men to perform this operation. You release the latch and then pull the basket off its cradle. The onboard lithium battery system on the 3315 Spider can be charged by plugging a standard 10 amp extension lead into the plug here on the chassis. You simply plug the extension lead in. There's an onboard RCD, earth leakage relay, and this display shows you the current level of the lithium battery system. And when it is plugged in, it shows you the time to be fully charged. When the remote unit is not in use, it can be stored behind this cover on 2 little hooks. Please note this is not to be used for storing the remote during transport, as there is no locking mechanism to hold the remote in its place. If the remote unit goes flat during use, the battery at the bottom can be replaced with the spare battery that is in the battery charger behind this cover. To replace, you simply pull the grey battery from the base of the remote unit. We can then get the spare battery from the battery charger, which is behind the cover. Important to put the battery that's flat back into the charger to be fully charged for next time. This is the ground control panel of the 3315 Spider Lift. The ignition key has 2 positions, a ground control position and a basket position. When the key is in the ground control position, which is the first click to the right, the radio control unit is active for driving the machine, setting the legs, and also activating the booms. Once you are happy with the setup of the machine, you turn the key to the right-hand position, which is the platform or basket position, and the basket controls are now active. If you are operating the machine on diesel engine, and it is the first start of the day, the orange button is the glow plug. The process is, You hold the glow plug button in for 5 seconds and then hit the green button, which is your start button. There are other indicators on the ground control panel, such as low battery voltage or low fuel level. The 3315 Spider lift has a narrow setup and a wide setup option with the stabiliser legs. In the narrow position, the outreach is limited out the side. The work envelope diagrams here on the side of the machine give you an indication of what outreach you can get depending on what position the outrigger legs are in. The left-hand side shows the work envelope when the legs are in the narrow position. You still get full working height, but the outreach is limited to approximately 10 metres of horizontal reach. Whereas if the legs are in the wide position, the 3315 can give 15 metres of horizontal outreach.
As with all machinery, it's most important that operators are properly trained in the safe use of the equipment. In Australia, for boom lifts with a floor height of over 11 metres, operators must have a national boom type elevating work platform licence. For smaller boom lifts, scissor lifts, vertical mast lifts and other types of access machinery, Monitor Industries recommends the Elevating Work Platform Association's yellow card. However, due to the many different makes and models of machines that are currently on our market, it's also important that the operators are trained in the safe use of the particular model that they're using. For this purpose, Monitor Industries have put together training packages specific to each model. In every machine from Monitor you'll find an operator's manual, a risk and hazard assessment and also a machine-specific Monitor induction form. We recommend that every operator is taken through that induction form prior to using the machine. For any other technical information, please get on to www.monitor.net.au or call us on 1800 025 024. And thank you for watching.